About Tyrese Maxey, he came into the game with 1-3, he hit 2, he looked pretty confident taking them. How important is that to the growth of his game?
You know, there's this narrative out there that the reason he went down in the draft because people didn't think he can shoot. And I haven't seen a lick of that. I think he's an excellent shooter. And he'll just keep getting better. You know, once he's ready and takes a shot, he's good. He has great speed. He's going to be a terrific player for us. We're very lucky that he fell to us.
Okay, thank you.
Let's go to Paul Hudrick.
Hey, Doc. In the first half, at least, it seemed like the small ball lineup gave you guys a little bit of trouble. Was there any thought to maybe trying to match that, or did you just really want to keep going with Dwight and just try to really exploit that?
Yeah, I didn't worry about it a lot. Dwight had 13 rebounds. He dominated the glass in the second half. So, yeah, I mean, there's nights where you go match up, but, you know, for the most part, I think that's what they want you to do, right? They go small, so you'll go small. You know, we stayed big, and I think that's the thing to do. There's times you do match up, but I didn't think tonight was one of them.
Let's go to Lauren Rosen. Go ahead, Lauren.
Hey, Doc. We learned that the NBA has changed its mask-wearing protocol, starting with tonight's game. I'm wondering how you feel about that and how important those safety measures are.
Well, obviously, I haven't done a good job because I got fined $10,000. And, you know, honestly, I thought it was the right fine and the right thing to do. You know, we all have to try to adhere to the rules. I forget. I have 3 people on the bench that have to remind me now, KJ, the trainer, Eric Hughes, and whoever else is behind me on the bench. I bet 20 times today they had to remind me to put my mask back on because the players can't hear me through the mask. So I'm taking it down to talk and I forget to bring it up. So maybe it's an age thing, probably so. But listen, we have to adhere. Just because we have the vaccinations, this is still not safe times, and we have to do it.
Next 2 questions will be Keith Pompey and Kai Carlin, starting with Keith first.
Hey, how you doing, Doc?
What's up, Keith?
What's up? Can you talk about Tobias this third quarter? There was one stretch. Well, he scored 11 points in the quarter. There was one stretch he scored 9 straight points. Danny scored, and then Tobias scored a dunk. It seems like that gave you guys the momentum right then and there.
Yeah, I thought the end of the second changed the game, you know, for sure. And then we came out in the third and kind of put it away. But that stretch the end of the second, you know, one of the things I don't think we've done well this year so far is close out quarters. And tonight we close out the second and the third quarter in a great way. It allowed a lot of guys to get rest, which is great for us, especially going into the stretch of games that we have. So it was good. Tobias has been, again, he's not forcing it. It's just coming. He's taking what they're giving him. He's making quick decisions. We just got to keep him in that mode.
Mm-hmm. And Danny, I assume his hand, everything is fine with it. So we went to the locker room.
Yeah, they did an X-ray, I think, and he was fine.
Thank you.
Kai Carlin.
Hey, Coach. It seemed like on offense, it seems like you have so many different options to go to. It seems like, you know, it's not just Ben and Joe on a pick and roll. You can go with Seth. You can go with Danny. What does that do for you as a coach? Does it give you kind of like a peace of mind that you can go to anybody on offense and get a bucket?
Yeah, it helps, obviously, when you have the ball handlers that we have. You know, Ben obviously is our primary, but then you got Seth in pick and rolls. You have Shake in pick and rolls. You have Tyrese in pick and rolls. You have Danny spotting up. You have Tobias in pick and rolls. So we have a lot of guys that can put the ball on the floor, a lot of guys who can shoot. And the main thing we have is Joel. Joel sets the table for us. I thought in the second quarter against the zone, we just posted Joel every single time down the floor, and that led to shots for us. That's what we want.
Thank you.
David Murphy is next. Go ahead, David.
Hey, Doc. What do you make, if anything, about the way your team has handled business here in the early going? I mean, it's obviously, you know, especially in this season, it could be easy to let up. But I mean, that second quarter, the starters came back in and really put the game away. What is there anything to read into that as a coach?
You know, I don't know. I think it's too early for me to read a lot, except for win the games. You know, what if it, I think there's 10 sets of back-to-back games so far, and I think the record is 10-10. And so we talked about that a lot. You look at these back-to-backs, and a lot of teams are looking at these as splits. And we didn't want to do that, so we took care of business. I was very happy about that.
2 more questions for Coach. We'll do Christos and Jackson. Christos, you can go ahead first.
Hello, Coach. I would like to ask you have 6 wins in 7 games. How big boost about your confidence is not only the wins, but also the performances during the early of the season?
Yeah, I think where my confidence comes right now, even though we're scoring a lot of points, is on the defensive end. I think we have exhibited an ability to get multiple stops, get 4 or 5 stops in a row. And when we do that, then we get in transition. So I think we're getting great defensive confidence earlier than I thought we would. I love where we're at in that department. I think our guys are thinking it. And so that's probably the part that I enjoy the most.
Last question, Jackson Frank.
Hey, Doc. It seems like a lot of Joel's buckets have coming a little easier maybe than in past years. Has there been an emphasis to maybe simplify some of his scoring so you can see the defensive ceiling that we've seen in the early part of the year so far?
Yeah, we're trying to put him in spots where he knows, like we talked about before the game, the answer. He knows exactly where guys are coming from. And it's not that important for him to know where the guys are coming from. He has to know where our guys are beat. And I think Joel is really starting to see anytime they come from any angle, we're putting guys in spots where Joel can see them and make easy decisions. And he's doing that. Tonight, it was interesting. We were so effective, they stopped trapping, and then that allowed Joel to go to work. So that was good to see.
When you watched, some of him when he took this job, was that an emphasis that, maybe sometimes he was working too hard for buckets early in the game, and then later on he was a little more drained than you want? Was there kind of an emphasis from the coaching staff in general there?
Yeah, it was more just an emphasis of dealing with traps. He's a great player. All great players are going to get trapped, whether they're bigs or guards. And I've always started my job to make sure when they get trapped, we're in the right spot. And we have this attitude: if you trap us, we will score. That's got to be our attitude. And you can feel our guys believe in that.
Thanks. All set. All set, Coach. Thank you.
Yeah.